Guatemala, a land of living contrasts. Imagine a country where the spirit of ancient Mayan civilization still pulses through vibrant modern cities. A land where active volcanoes tower over deep, mysterious lakes and thick jungles hide centuries of untold stories. Welcome to Guatemala, the beating heart of Central America, where every corner offers a surprise and every face holds a story of strength and survival. Get ready to go beyond the usual tourist path as we dive into a land of breathtaking beauty and deep-rooted challenges. This is a journey into contrasts, where poverty meets resilience and where one of the world's most overlooked cultures will leave you amazed. About Guatemala, small country, big identity. Officially called the Republic of Guatemala, this is Central America's most populous country, home to nearly 18 million people. Its diverse population includes Euro-Americans, indigenous peoples, and even a growing Chinese community. Guatemala City, the capital, is the largest and most modern city in the region, and it's where the country's key decisions are made. The landscape here is wildly diverse, from misty mountain ranges that reach over 4,200 meters above sea level to lush jungles and Pacific mangroves. Guatemala is a geographic wonderland. But life here isn't easy. About 60% of the population lives in poverty. Unemployment is high. Nearly a third of the population can't read or write, and malnutrition affects about 16% of the people. Agriculture dominates the economy. Coffee, sugar, bananas, and corn are key exports. Yet despite all this, Guatemala remains full of life, mystery, and promise. The shortest women in the world, and the strongest. One of Guatemala's most fascinating facts? The women here are the shortest in the world, with an average height of just 149 centimeters, less than 5 feet tall. This striking statistic isn't just random. It's tied to a mix of genetics, childhood nutrition, and the deep roots of indigenous heritage. In fact, many of Guatemala's indigenous communities are known for their shorter stature, and these populations make up a large part of the country's identity. In rural Mayan villages, you'll still see women wearing traditional clothing, vibrant, hand-woven outfits that change in design from one village to another. But don't let their height fool you. Guatemalan women are known for their resilience, strength, and spirit. They are mothers, entrepreneurs, farmers, artisans, and the backbone of their families and communities. They hold on to cultural traditions with pride while helping their communities survive in a changing world. In Guatemala, being small often means being mighty. Culture, faith, and identity. Guatemala's cultural roots run deep, thanks to its rich Mayan heritage, its colonial past, and a society that continues to evolve. While Roman Catholicism is the predominant religion, followed by about 43% to 65% of the population, evangelical Protestantism is growing rapidly. In fact, some predict it could become the dominant religion by 2030. Religion, tradition, and family are deeply intertwined in daily life, shaping everything from festivals to family structure. Guatemala is a country where past and present live side by side, and where identity is written in the land, the language, and the lives of its people. Ancient temples and lost cities, exploring Guatemala's mysterious Mayan ruins. Guatemala is home to some of the most spectacular and mysterious Mayan ruins on Earth. Deep in the jungles of Atitlan lies Tikal, once one of the most powerful cities of the ancient world. Towering stone pyramids rise above the canopy, remnants of a civilization that mysteriously vanished centuries ago. These temples were not just architectural marvels, they were sacred spaces used for rituals, astronomy, and politics. But Tikal is just the beginning. Other sites like Yaksha, El Mirador, and Quirigua reveal the incredible reach of the Maya Empire. Many of these ruins are still being uncovered, hidden beneath thick jungle and centuries of silence. Walking through these cities feels like stepping back in time, into a world ruled by kings, gods, and cosmic calendars. Archaeologists are still unraveling the secrets of this civilization, and each discovery raises new questions. For travelers, these sites are not just tourist attractions, they're gateways into one of the most fascinating cultures in human history. Living with fire, life in the shadow of Guatemala's volcanoes. Guatemala is one of the most volcanically active countries in the Americas, with over 30 volcanoes across its rugged terrain. For many locals, these fiery giants are both a source of danger and a symbol of identity. Volcán de Fuego, one of the most active volcanoes in Central America, regularly spits ash and smoke into the sky, sometimes forcing entire villages to evacuate. Despite the risks, thousands of people live in the fertile valleys around these volcanoes, drawn by the rich volcanic soil that helps grow crops. Hiking to the top of Pacaya, a popular volcano near Antigua, offers stunning views and even the chance to roast marshmallows on hot lava rocks. But for those who live nearby, the experience is not always scenic. Eruptions can be terrifying and deadly. Still, these volcanoes are part of everyday life. Locals watch the skies for signs of activity and share stories passed down through generations. Volcanoes here aren't just natural phenomena, they're living legends that shape the land and the people. Lake Atitlan, the world's most magical lake, surrounded by towering volcanoes and steep hills, Lake Atitlan is often called the most beautiful lake in the world. Its deep blue waters reflect the sky like a mirror, while small villages cling to the surrounding slopes. Each village around the lake has its own distinct vibe. San Pedro is known for backpackers and nightlife, while San Marcos is a haven for yoga and spirituality. The lake was formed by a massive volcanic explosion thousands of years ago, and its unique geography creates a sense of isolation and wonder. Local Mayan communities still live here, keeping their language, traditions, and crafts alive. Boats replace buses as the main form of transportation, gliding between towns like floating taxis. Tourists come for the views, but often stay for the peaceful lifestyle and creative energy that flows around the lake. Artists, writers, and seekers of all kinds find inspiration here. Atitlan isn't just a destination, it's a feeling, a mood, a place where time slows down and magic feels possible. Why Guatemalans still speak over 20 indigenous languages today? In Guatemala, language is more than just communication. It's a living symbol of cultural survival. Despite centuries of colonization and modernization, over 20 indigenous languages are still spoken across the country today. These languages, including Quiche, Quechua, and Mam, are passed down through generations in villages, schools, and homes. For many Guatemalans, speaking an indigenous language is a powerful act of identity and resistance. It connects them to their ancestors and keeps traditions alive in a world that often pressures assimilation. Schools in some rural areas now offer bilingual education, helping preserve native tongues while also teaching Spanish. However, many indigenous speakers still face discrimination in cities and the job market. Efforts by activists and communities have helped bring recognition and pride to these languages. In Guatemala, every language spoken is a story of survival, and those stories echo through every street, mountain, and village. Traditional clothing that tells a story. What Guatemalan outfits reveal about identity? Guatemalan traditional clothing is more than just colorful fabric. It's a visual language of history, identity, and pride. In indigenous villages, women wear intricate huipiles, hand-woven blouses that can take months to make. Each pattern, color, and stitch often represents the wearer's village, marital status, or spiritual beliefs. No two communities wear the same design, making clothing a map of Guatemala's cultural diversity. Men's traditional attire, though less common today, also varies by region and occasion. Wearing traditional clothes is a powerful expression of cultural resistance in a world dominated by Western fashion. In places like Chichicastenango, markets explode with woven artistry that attracts both tourists and collectors. Despite the rise of modern clothing, many Guatemalans choose to keep these traditions alive, especially during festivals and important ceremonies. These garments are not just beautiful, they're cultural heirlooms passed from one generation to the next. Each piece tells a story you can wear, a nation of colors, inside the markets, murals, and chaos of everyday life. Life in Guatemala bursts with color at every corner, from the streets to the markets to the walls of homes. Open-air markets like those in Antigua and Chichicastenango overflow with fruits, fabrics, spices, and handmade crafts. Vendors shout prices, children laugh, and aromas of grilled meat and sweet bread fill the air. Even the public buses, called chicken buses, are painted in wild, vibrant patterns and adorned with religious sayings and chrome details. In cities and small towns alike, murals tell stories of struggle, hope, and heritage, often mixing Catholic imagery with Mayan symbolism. This constant energy may feel overwhelming at first, but it's the heartbeat of Guatemalan life. Color is used not just for beauty, but for expression, spirituality, and storytelling. No matter where you look, something catches your eye, be it an embroidered shawl or a fruit pyramid stacked to perfection. Guatemala doesn't whisper its culture, it shouts it in every hue imaginable. To experience it is to step into a living kaleidoscope, surviving the streets, the dark reality of gangs and crime in Guatemala. Guatemala's streets are often marked by the shadow of violent gangs known as maras. These gangs control entire neighborhoods, and their influence reaches into politics and everyday life. Young people often join these groups out of fear, poverty, or lack of opportunity. Crime rates are high, including homicides, extortion, and drug trafficking. The police struggle to maintain order, and many citizens live in constant fear. This violence drives migration, with thousands fleeing to the United States each year seeking safety. Despite the danger, community organizations work tirelessly to create safe spaces and provide alternatives for youth. Many Guatemalans dream of peace, but face a system where corruption and weak institutions allow gangs to thrive. Living here means balancing resilience with caution every day. Understanding this harsh reality is key to grasping the full story of Guatemala. Faith and witchcraft, a country where religion meets ancient beliefs. In Guatemala, Catholicism blends deeply with indigenous spiritual traditions, creating a unique religious landscape. Many people practice rituals passed down from the Mayans, alongside Christian worship. Witchcraft and traditional healers, called curanderos, are respected and consulted for health, luck, and protection. Sacred sites like ancient temples and natural springs remain central to spiritual life. Festivals often mix prayers to saints with offerings to ancestral spirits. This fusion of faiths reflects a cultural resilience against centuries of colonization and oppression. Belief in the supernatural shapes many aspects of daily life, from farming to family disputes. Some locals see witchcraft as a source of power, while others fear its darker side. The coexistence of faith and folklore creates a vibrant, complex, spiritual world. This duality is a defining feature of Guatemala's identity. The secret lives of Guatemalan coffee farmers, from jungle hills to global cafes. Guatemalan coffee is world-renowned, but behind every cup lies a story of hard work and tradition. Coffee farmers, many living in remote mountain villages, cultivate their crops by hand in challenging terrain. The rich volcanic soil and perfect climate produce some of the best beans globally. Families often pass farming knowledge down through generations, maintaining age-old techniques. Despite the coffee's international fame, farmers often earn very little and face market instability. Sustainable and fair trade practices are slowly growing, helping to improve their lives. Coffee harvesting is a communal effort involving entire families during the picking season. The coffee culture in Guatemala is tied closely to indigenous identity and pride. From the jungle hills to urban cafes, this beverage connects people worldwide. Understanding the farmers' lives deepens appreciation for every sip. Guatemala's hidden paradises, places even locals rarely see. Beyond the well-known tourist spots, Guatemala hides breathtaking secret locations few even locals visit. Deep in the jungle, ancient Mayan ruins like Yaksha remain untouched by crowds, offering a mysterious glimpse into the past. Crystal-clear lakes such as Laguna La Chua are surrounded by untouched forests, perfect for adventure seekers. Remote villages tucked away in the highlands preserve traditional ways of life, with stunning mountain views. Hidden waterfalls cascade down cliffs, creating peaceful oases far from the noise of cities. Some of these places require days of hiking or off-road travel, making them true treasures for explorers. Wildlife thrives in these protected areas, from colorful birds to elusive jaguars. Local communities often keep these paradises secret to protect them from over-tourism. Discovering these gems means experiencing Guatemala's raw and unspoiled beauty firsthand. These hidden paradises remind us there's always more to explore beyond the usual paths. Cost of living in Guatemala. Is paradise affordable? Living in Guatemala can be surprisingly affordable compared to the US or Europe, but costs vary widely. Housing prices depend on location. Urban areas like Guatemala City are pricier, while rural towns are much cheaper. Food from local markets is fresh and inexpensive, especially fruits, vegetables, and traditional dishes. Imported goods and luxury items come at a higher cost, often close to or above US prices. Transportation is affordable, with buses and shared taxis widely available, but infrastructure can be unreliable. Healthcare costs are lower than in many countries, though private clinics offer better quality at higher prices. Utilities and internet access are generally affordable, but can fluctuate in remote areas. Many expats live comfortably on a modest budget, enjoying local culture and nature without breaking the bank. However, lower-income Guatemalans face economic challenges, especially in rural regions. Overall, Guatemala offers a mix of affordable living and beautiful surroundings, but it depends on your lifestyle. Travel documentary closing. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable journey through Guatemala. A land of vibrant culture, breathtaking landscapes, and resilient people. From the bustling cities and ancient Mayan heritage to the hidden paradises and daily struggles, Guatemala shows us a story of beauty and complexity like no other. Whether it's the spirit of its women, the mystery of its traditions, or the rich flavors of its coffee, this country invites us to see the world through a different lens. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Guatemala's heart and soul, please don't forget to hit the like button and share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your experiences and questions. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, Taste the World with Thomas, for more eye-opening travel documentaries and authentic stories from around the globe. Turn on notifications so you never miss an adventure. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.